the name started, and as they sort of developed and changed as things went on, the name started sort of as a response to a smart-ass comment. So I was being a smart-ass in response. And then it changed into poisonous, lethal, and I won't do it too. And I started thinking poison is in everyone's house, and it can be good or bad. It just depends on how you use it. Poison's in cleaners, but you use them for a good purpose. Poison's in bug spray, and although it kills bugs, it actually makes sure it's home safe. And so it depends on how you use it. Now it's more like, what's your poison? I went to school in Philadelphia, and for the first time down there, I actually went out to a Halloween party in drag. Completely busted, didn't know anything about makeup or anything. No padding, no nothing. I was just skinny and had some cute hair. And I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and I noticed that, you know, there were a lot of guys that had gone out, and some of them were just not pretty. I wasn't the prettiest, but I was on the higher end of it, so I was very proud of myself for that. Well, when I was in high school, I was an apprentice for the Harrisburg Community Theater's costume department. I learned some basic costume assembly, blah, 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 from Paul Foltz. When I came back, Paul Foltz was running Lily White and Company. At that time, Lily White and Company was a huge group in this area because it was one of the groups of performers that actually would put money together for anything that needed money. AIDS hospice, research, cancer, breast cancer, I mean, anything that needed money. When I first got into it, I got into it as David, because Paul knew me as David. And so the first few shows, I was a bit awkward. And because it was a little weird for me. Then one of the shows, Paul said, if anyone knows, because some of our cast members, we were always sort of changing parts. Some of our cast members were leaving. If you know any girls that are interested in taking over some of the, you know, female parts, or if any of the guys in the cast are interested in taking over the female parts, let me know before the end of rehearsal. And I had seen the girls in Philadelphia, and I saw the guys up here. And I was like, well, I can at least do that, because some of the guys up here, not to rag on anybody that was in the company, because I loved them all, but they sort of were truck drivers in dresses. So it wasn't, yeah, it was, they weren't all pretty. Yeah. So I figured I could at least do that. So I spoke up and said, and they were like, oh, yeah, we're gonna need to see you dressed. That's okay. And I was like, oh, really? I mean, okay, fine, you know, fine. And they were like, then one of the other cast members that actually had been doing one of the female parts and had been famous for, Tawny, had been famous for, she's incredible and very pretty and talented and blah, blah, blah. She, being the smart ass that she is, was like, oh, you should be one of the performers with one name like Cher or Sade. Laughing, I'm smart ass. I was like, okay, and at the time, Perfume Poison was out. Okay, Poison. Yeah. How do you spell that? You know, Poison. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna need you dressed. So I came in for the next rehearsal, and I sat. And mind you, I was still, honestly, in all complete honesty, I was still in my Booker stage, you know. And I sat in the back of rehearsal, and some of the people in rehearsal noticed who I was, and some didn't. And Paul was like, okay, you're in. So that's pretty much how she was born. first thing I have to do is cover my eyebrows. If you've ever seen her face is shaped a lot differently than mine is, so I have to move things around. So I have to make her eyebrows a little, because I make her eyes bigger than mine are. If you ever see any of Las Vegas showgirls, their makeup all sort of looks similar. And it's really simple. And I've seen some of them put on their makeup like they're completely done in 15 minutes. Like everything's done. And some of them, I'm like, how the hell did you put all of that spackle on your face in 15 minutes? I am shocked. It's difficult here because, well, it's more acceptable. Let me start by saying it's more acceptable in the South than it is here. People look at it as an art form more in the South than they do the further north you go. I think girls in the South actually put more into it because people respect it more, and people actually will even be financially responsible for you being on stage, making sure you actually are paid well, you know, so you can keep up this art form. It's hard to find here. So you have to know your audience, because I can be really good at doing this, but if no one is interested in this over here, you're not going to be successful. So you have to know, when I go to this club, this is what they're going to look for me to do. You know, I can't go to every club and do slow songs. Most of the time when I'm on stage, people don't expect me to do slow songs anyway. So, I mean, I'm pretty much known for the jump around and sweat until your eyelashes fall off. You know? But, you know, I have to figure out a way to bring that to an end.
I mean, you're pretty much at a point where you can just walk around and people hand you money.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, bitches. I'm here. Bring your dollars out.
Yeah, I don't ever want to believe that.
I mean, when I saw you at the cabaret show, you didn't even, like, at certain times I was like, she's not even lip syncing, she's just taking money. She's walking around taking people's money. She doesn't have to take her clothes off or anything. She's just,
Yeah, what was it? Last time I saw you at HMAC, it was just like, you came out for like a minute, and then after that it was just like, yeah, you were getting I'm like, hey, everybody stop. I wanna watch Poison, okay? Stop distracting her.
Exactly. Every once in a while that happens, and don't get me wrong, I do enjoy those moments.
Yeah, totally.
This crap ain't cheap.
that's my eyelashes.
Exactly.
That's my blush.
Thank you, exactly.
I've got next week's makeup.
Exactly, sure, I'm
And
sad.
there's my rent.
For the longest time, I competed in everything that I could get into, and lost.
What?
And lost. You would not believe. I was like, come on. I mean, I know I did good in that. And you gave me butt ass last. Excuse my French, but butt ass last. Come on.
Yeah.
I work for the state during the day, and I teach at 2 different dance studios at night. When I first started doing this, it helped because I was awfully shy. And I loved the whole character because Poison gets away with a lot more than David ever could. And I truly enjoyed that. I mean, I'm going up and grabbing people's body parts, and you know, and I get away. Well, she gets away with it. I'll put it that way. She gets away with it, and I enjoy it. And that's how I actually started talking to people coming out of my shell. But most of the time, if you hear music I do, I try to pick music that you don't hear on a regular basis. Most people going to shows look at performers and see instant recognition, and then they do a comparison. So if you hear Whitney Houston, you want to see the person looking like Whitney Houston. Or if you see Celine Dion, you want this person to look like Celine Dion. I don't want to have to deal with that part of it. If you don't recognize a song, if you don't recognize a voice you hear, the only thing you do is sit and enjoy the performance. You don't have to spend the entire performance making comparisons. Elmo came about, how did that initially come about? It originally came about from my dance students, my little ones. I have a class of beginner hip hop students, and they're all like 6 to 12-year-olds. So you have to find stuff that's going to entertain that age range. And then after I started putting that stuff together and it worked for them, I was like, I like this. And I like this so much, I really need to use this for something else. And I figured, you know, if I actually do it as a comedy number, it'll work. So I sort of took the little portion that I had with them and sort of added to it. Then I went back and mixed in some other stuff from Sesame Street, like Snuffleupagus does a row your boat with Elmo, and they sink the boat at the end. And so I mixed a whole that, and then I went from that into Martha Wash.
Watch out for the big girl.
I grew up in a family that was very religious and very strict. Basically, I was raised by my mother. I grew up in a Southern Baptist household. So aside from the whole drag thing, the gay thing was the first humongous hurdle to get over.
Yeah.
Once that was done, getting past the drag thing. Now, the drag thing sort of happened by accident. It was an issue when they first found out. It isn't an issue now because it's me. I mean, I think a large part of it was having to explain to my mother. It has nothing to do with its performance. It has nothing to do with me. I don't vacuum in heels or tights and pantyhose. I don't put my hair up in a bun just to do the dishes. Well, on occasion I do, because when it's hot, it's hot. You know, when stuff's sticking to your face. You know, I don't. You know, it has nothing to do with me. That's performance. When the show's done, that stuff comes off and it goes back in the box. So getting to her to the point of understanding that was the hard part. A large part of what made it so difficult was how she found out. I had been doing a show. And basically, what I had been doing in the past was, and I lived with my mother for a period of time. Pack up everything and go out of the house and say I had rehearsal, and I would go to whatever venue I had a show at, and I would get dressed there. I'd get out and dress, pack everything back up, and just go home. Until I did a show at Hack, and I think it was either the first or second Pride show I was there. And I came in, it was the second one, because I came in at the end. And they were like, girl, there's a photographer here. Okay. You know, he had been there all day taking pictures of everything, and he was there for about 2 minutes of me being there, and then he rolled out. The next day is when I got home, because I hung out with some friends, we did a whole celebration thing there. Then the next day I went home. And I walk in the door and my mom is sitting there. Did you see the paper? No. Chance to. There's this huge picture of Poison and the Cassie. I'm like, okay. And it's a full face and everything. And you would think that she would not recognize me since I had, 8 pounds of war paint on. She did instantly. And I was like, yeah, that's me. And I had the choice of either I could freak out with her and just let it explode into something, or stay calm and just explain it. So I stayed calm and was like, yeah, that's me. I had a show. My grandmother was one of my best friends in the world. And I was upset because my brother told her. My brother was trying to drive a wedge between the two of us. And my grandmother said, I heard about the picture in the newspaper. And I sat down, I was a little upset, and I started talking to her about it. And she was like, save me a copy of it. You know, it was her way of saying, you know, I don't care. You know, it's still you. So, I truly loved my grandmother.
Yeah.
Check me out on stage when you get a chance at Club Liquid on Eisenhower Boulevard in Harrisburg, or Club XS in Newark, or on Queensview, cable access television show out of York, channel 16, I believe.
What do you use for boobs? Everybody uses something different. What's the best fit?
I have two separate pair that I use, and they pretty much are, one's a little larger than the other. I went online and bought a foam pair. It's slightly bigger. They hold the shape better. The only problem is they're bricks. I mean, they're not, you know, you wouldn't be like, oh, no. You'd be like, oh, they're, ouch.
Yeah.
The other pair is fiberfill, the stuff you use in pillows. It's a pair of tights, fiberfill, and sort of make sure, you know, you measure it out so it's just, that way you're not lopsided.
Most girls are.
Yeah, well, most queens are, to be honest with you. Never perfectly symmetric, so.
So how tall are you when you're in drag with your heels?
I'm 6'2", and normally it's 2.5, so between 6'4", 6'4.5", 6'5", depending on the heel.
Because I know, like, I only come up to your bosoms.
Yeah.
When you're in
Yeah.
heels.
Poison's a big monster. She's a big glass of water. Yeah.
A lot of information.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a blabbermouth now.
No,
sorry.
No, it's good. This is a good grade for us.
Oh,
Good
good.
grade.
Good grade, chum.
Yes, good grade. Don't forget. Good grade.
Honestly,
I'll
it's
be-
better than pulling teeth.
I'll be calling you later. Alright, now I'm going to try to keep you out of trouble. Sorry.
It's Trump.
I'll focus.
Yeah.